Hello everyone, welcome back to SFDC Panther. My name is Amit Singh, and in this video we are going to talk about a very important topic: how we can pass the multiple selected records or the record IDs to the flow. So what we are going to do here is we are going to create a flow, and we are going to use that flow inside a list view button for a lead object. You can use this flow for any particular object once you have developed, but here what our requirement is, we are going to create a list view button for lead object. So whenever user is selecting multiple records, what it will do is when they click on convert lead, there will be a button, the list view button that we will create, convert lead. Then it will display the basic information about the leads like name, their company, their email. And when we click on next button, what will happen? It is going to convert the selected leads. So that's what we are going to do. So if I show you on the Salesforce org, if you go to the leads, any lead record, you go here, and from the list view, if you select, say that all open leads, if you select these leads, here we will be creating a button called list view, okay, convert lead, and that button will be here. And once we select multiple records, say that we are selecting 3 records, and we click on convert lead, it will display the basic information about lead, like what name is, company, their email, and what lead source is. And then there will be a next button. When they click on next button, we will be converting those leads. Okay, that's what we are going to do. Now how we are going to implement this? Okay, so for that, as whenever we have to deliver or when we have to develop the custom lead convert method, custom logic to convert the lead, what usually we do is we create an Apps class, and that class will have the method to convert the lead. Now here we need to have the invocable method. The reason, because we wanted to call this Apps class from our flow, and whenever we wanted to call the class from flow, what we do is we use the invocable method, because that is what we have learned in the previous videos. Now what we are going to do is, after that we will create a flow, and that flow will call the convert lead method that we will be developing here inside our Apps class, and that method will be invocable method. Then as directly we cannot use our flow in the list view button, what we will do is we will again create an Apps class which will act as an extension of a visual force page. And now what this class will do, this class is going to figure out how many records the user has selected. So that if the user has selected 10 records, this particular class is going to give us the IDs of these 10 records. And then we can do query, and then we can get multiple records as well. Then we will have one VF page, and this VF page will contain our flow. So, and that VF page is also going to act as a list view button. So we will create a list view button, and that list view button will have our VF page. Our VF page will have that flow, and that flow is going to convert the lead. So basically there will be a layer, like first layer is going to be of our VF page, okay. Then second layer is going to be inside VF page, there going to be our flow, and that flow is basically going to call our invocable effect. That's what it is going to be there. So we will see one by one. First we will create a class, we will create flow, then we will create another class, we will create a visual force page, we will create button, and we will test it. So before we go ahead, please do like, share, subscribe this channel. Now log into your Salesforce org. Okay, for the simplicity of this video, I have already created the invocable method because we already know how actually create the invocable method. I will explain you one by one what is there inside this particular code. Okay, so the name of class is auto convert lead. Okay, the label here, it is an invocable method. You see, label is says that custom lead convert. Description says Apps class converts the list based on the IDs sent from the flow. That's good. Category is lead, because this is going to convert the lead. Now there is a static method which is returning the list of string. So if you remember the previous video where we talked about invocable apex, if you haven't, I will give you the link in the description, so you can just go ahead and watch that video. So when we say that list of string in the flow, it is actually equivalent to list of string. Let me put it over here. So here what I have done here is, what I'm saying is, if we are saying list of a string. For flow, our Lightning Flow builder, it is going to act as list of strings. If we are sending list of strings, this is going to be act as a string. Okay, this is only for flow. This is kind of a different working, or we say that different phenomena while we are working with the Lightning Flow builder. Okay, and then we have got a method called lead assign. Basically, it is not lead assignment, it should be lead convert. So I'll just changing it, lead convert. Okay, then we have got an input parameter. Okay, so what this input parameter is, basically it is again accepting a list of a string. That means at the end what we will be passing from our flow is list of strings. Why we are passing list of strings? Because a user can select multiple records. If a user select more than one record, that means it will always be a collection of records. A collection of records will be list of records. Now what we will be passing here is, we will be passing the record IDs. That's why we are saying list of a string. Otherwise we could have passed list of leads. Okay, now what we have is, to convert the lead, first thing we need to get the master label of lead status where converted is true. So basically in the lead status field, if I show you, I'll just go ahead and edit this. In the lead status, there are basically 5 values, right? Out of these 5 values, which particular status says that if I select this status, lead will be converted or lead will be qualified. Okay, now how we identify in our object label? If you go to the setup and object, I'll tell you how you can identify which status is actually saying if you select this status, then lead will be converted. If you go there in the object manager, find leads, under fields and relationship, you have to find the status. That is our field. This is lead status. Okay, and if you see here, this it says that converted, right? So if this checkbox is selected, that means whenever we will be querying that query, we will be getting this status. Now let's quickly verify that as well. We have got this query where we are querying on the lead status. So lead status is a different object where Salesforce is managing all the status field for lead object. If you click on execute, you can see here the same field we have got. Okay, so we have to get the status value so that we can set while we are converting. Now database.leadConvert is a class which is basically responsible for converting the lead. Now there are multiple leads, so we have created a collection of database.leadConvert. Now lead to convert, here we have got list of IDs, so we need list of string. Okay, so we have seen, say that okay, give us the first index and the list, and it is going to give us all the record we have selected. Now on this IDs we are going to iterate with the help of for loop. Here we are preparing our database.leadConvert so that we can convert these leads. Now how we are preparing, this is the simple object. Which lead we wanted to convert? The current lead, because this is our ID. It says that set converted status. We are getting the converted status from here, that is our master label. Okay, so that we say our lead is converted. Do we need to create the opportunities? I'm saying that don't create opportunity. If you want, you can say false. So what it will do is, all you can just remove this, so it will also create the opportunity once you are going to convert the lead. And then at the end, we are adding that particular lead convert into the collection, this collection. Okay, and then what we are saying that if that collection is not empty, database.convert lead is a method inside database class. We just need to say okay, pass the collection and it will convert our lead. If there is any issues, we will also see that issue. Okay, and then we are returning those lead IDs, whatever we have got. So whatever we are passing, we are again returning back to the flow. This is the simple class that we have got. Nothing fancy, nothing extra. Okay, next thing that we need to do is we need to create the flow which will call our invocable apex. Okay, so this is the flow. Okay, we are going to create, okay, say that new flow. So just go ahead and click on new flow. This is the button. And what kind of flow we will be having? We will be having a screen flow because we wanted to display the screens. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and click on screen flow. create. Now here what we need to have is, we need to call the method. So say okay, we are calling an action, and what action is going to be there? Let's get back to our class, and this says that custom lead convert. Okay, we will find that action, we'll got that custom lead convert. Now here what it says that lead IDs, we have to pass the list of lead IDs. So just go ahead and click on include, click over, and then new resource, click on this resource. We will create a variable and we'll say that where lead record IDs. Okay, this is going to select multiple records. We will say type of text and available for input. The reason why we are making this available for input, so that whenever we will be using our flow inside a VF page, we will be actually passing the values from VF page to this particular variable, which is lead record IDs. Click on done, and then we click on done. We have just called this. If there is any issue, we just go ahead and click on add a fault path. We can add a screen. Okay, we'll say error screen. Now here what we can display is, we can display whatever the error we are getting from converting the lead. Okay, so say that error message, and you already know what error message we display over here, that is flow.fault message. If you want to do the color which is red, you can just do that and click on done. So your flow is ready. Now what you can do is, just go ahead and click on save, and we will say that list view flow. Okay, that is our flow name, list view flow. I'll say for lead. Click on save. So we have just created our flow. Now you can have multiple values, like say that you want to pass the list of records which a user has selected to the flow as well. You can just click on new resource, say variable, and I have selected where instead of lead record IDs, I will say where lead records. Data type, this time it will be record, and that object is going to be lead. Available for input and multiple records, because user can select multiple values. Click on done, and then again do the same. Okay, just a simple thing, nothing extra, nothing fancy. We have just created our flow. Okay, we are going to activate this. Now after activation, the third step is to create a class which will act as an extension of a VF page, and that extension is going to figure out how many records a user has selected. So this is a class which I have created, which says that VE, that means Visual Force Extension Auto Lead Controller. Okay, it has two variables. One, the set of IDs, the IDs which a user has, the record which user has selected, and then here, sorry, the first variable will select the ID of the records user has selected. The second variable is the whole records the user has selected. Now here we have got this. This is the controller, simple controller. Okay, under this is the constructor of our class. Here, this line, if you see line number 7, I know if you are not a developer, it is hard to understand. But this particular line, what it says that it is going to give you the selected record. Okay, set controller is the variable of our constructor, and then get selected is our method inside standard set controller. Now what we did, we have just what we did is, we are just going to iterate with this whatever we have got, get selected. Okay, and we are adding all these IDs inside a variable list of string. At the end, we are just querying like ID, name, phone, email, rating from lead, where the IDs we have got. So what we need is, this particular get selected only gives you the ID. Now if you need the multiple information, we need to query those so that we can display these. So again, just to iterate, get the selected record, which will give you the ID. Okay, then iterate with the selected record, add the ID into the set, the list which we actually need, and then if you want to display multiple records on a VF page or on a flow, then you need this information. Okay, then you need to query here. Just a simple class, and then this is the VF page which we have actually developed. Okay, now this VF page, it says that standard controller is lead, because we want to create the list view on the lead object. A record set where we have to say lead record. This is very important. This attribute is very important, because if we don't set this attribute, we will not be able to use this page as a list view button. Okay, extension, this is our Visual Force, this is our FS class which we have created, and then I have said that lightning style sheets enabled as true. Okay, now these are the selected records which we are just displaying inside a data table. So that selected lead records, and we are displaying like name, email, company, rating, and small. Okay, and this is the place where we are actually using our flow. Now I have used a different flow over here. Okay, we have to use our flow. So for that we will get back to our flow, click on this gear icon, and then copy this API name. Okay, this is the API name. You might see only this particular API name because I have a namespace. That's why I'm saying this API name. So I will select anything. Even if I use this, it will work. But just go ahead and use this flow. It will work. I just need to save this. Now button style, basically it is going to work as a SLDS button. Okay, that's why this is button style. Rendered is a true. Button location, it is bottom. Button location can be top, bottom, or both. Okay. Finish location, whenever our flow finishes where we want it to navigate. So whenever a lead is converted, we wanted them to navigate to this particular page, again the list view. Okay, that's what we have seen here. Say that actions.leads.tab, for a particular object tab we wanted to go there. Now these are the variables where we wanted to, these are the variables which we can pass. Okay, now if you see there is a problem, it says that no variable found, name where selected lead IDs. The reason is that in our flow, our variable name is different. So we have to say, okay, we have got this collection record. This is where record IDs. Okay, this is our variable. So we'll just copy this. This is going to be our for record IDs. Okay. Now if you try to save this, you'll get the error for this variable. It says that where selected lead records. Now if you wanted to pass this, you have to go there and we find where lead records. Okay. And as soon as we have given the information, this flow is like this visual force page will be saved and there will be no error. I know that there is a lot coding involved here, but you don't need to worry about that. I'll give you the complete code. And even if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me. Now what we have to do is we have to go to the lead object that we are already in. Go to the button links and actions. We need to create new button or link. Okay. Once you create this, here what we will select is we will select our visual force page. Now what we will say is we'll say convert lead. And what kind of button we want? We want list button. And we will say that display selected checkbox. Yes, need that. And what we need is we need a visual force page. So from content source, select visual force page. And this is our visual force page. Okay. Say that auto lead convert. And we can just say that, okay, display in existing window without sidebar. This is what we need. And you can also see view behavior options. And these behavior options are going to show you which option, which you will select. This will select new window. It is going to say new window if you select this one. That's why we have selected without sidebar so that we can see the complete whole page. Now we have to go ahead and save this button. And it says that the new custom list button will not be displayed to the users until you add it to the search layout. We'll say yes. Go ahead and click on save. Now we have got our button. We need to add to the layout. Okay, so what we have to do is just find for search layout for Salesforce Classic. Click on that. And then you will find list view on the top. Just click on this drop down and click on edit. So this list view button is where we have to control our. So I'm just going to uncheck few of the boxes. Okay, this is our button which says that available custom. This is custom convert lead. You are going to from available to selected. Go ahead and save this. Now what we have done, we have just created a list view button. Okay, and added to the list view. Now if you get back to the lead object and we try to refresh this page, this time what we will see is we will try to figure out that there is a new button which appears that says that convert lead. So if you see here, the list view which is selected is all open leads. And if you see on the right hand side, on the top right, you see there is a button called convert lead. Okay. Now what you can do is I'm going to select these four leads. Okay. You see here, these are the 4 leads. Click on convert lead. So as soon as I click on convert lead, my visual force page is going to open. And that visual force page is basically going to display the list of records that we have, what record we have selected. So what it did is basically it actually converted my leads, okay, and then it navigated me to the lead list view page where we actually set. But this list view page is basically the page for our Salesforce Classic, not Lightning, okay, but it did actually convert it. If you go to the accounts, you might see that particular account which we have converted. Let's say here, if you have got the list view, say that new this week, so you can see here these are the 4 records which is selected has been converted, okay. Now there is one thing which we actually didn't see is, if we go to our flow, what we can do is we can just add one more screen over here, okay. We will say that confirmation screen and we say display text message, okay. So we have just given one message which we say click next to convert the selected lead. Now what we have to do is we have to go ahead and click on save as, click on save and activate this. Now the reason in the previous demo it actually did not show us the screen where we are displaying the information about the lead, because it was just calling the flow, calling the action and then navigating it to the screen flow to the finished location which was lead tab. Now we have given a mediator screen, okay. This time what we will have, we'll go to the leads and we'll select a couple of leads. Let's say that we are selecting 2 leads. Click on convert lead. This time it is not going to directly convert. What it will do is it will show us the page. You see here it says that these are the selected records. These are the 2 records which we have selected. Now if I click on this next button, as soon as I click on next button, it is going to convert the lead, okay. If there is any issues, it is going to throw the error. Otherwise, after converting, it is going to take us to the list view page. You see here, now we are coming to the correct list view page, because that list view page from flow to particular finished location, it will definitely navigate to Lightning, okay. So that is how we are going to use a flow in order to take the multiple inputs from the list view, okay. Again, if you have any questions or any confusion, please feel free to reach out to me for the code. You'll get the link, the GitHub link into the description of the video. You'll find that. Before we go ahead, please do like, share, subscribe the channel, and also there is a new channel which we have started. So the link is there for that channel as well. Please do like and subscribe to that channel as well. Thank you.